Yes, hello, board. My name is Mike Serbola. I've been speaking to you recently about the fact that 1 in 3 is not okay, and I know that we are all on the same side on this. There aren't two sides when it comes to caring for children. We're all on the same side. That being the case, one has to wonder, why the resistance? There's been a challenge to Lauren Book's numbers over the fact that the district spent, I think it was $7 million, money well spent, to try and help kids to deal with these issues in their homes. As a result of that, she pushed some numbers, such as 1 in 3 of our kids have been dealt with in a fashion that we don't find acceptable over the age of 18. Totally not acceptable. We have a rape and abuse pipeline to our jails for young women especially. It's now being publicized up in the 30 to 80% range. It's not acceptable. And the solution, the beginning of it, is to find out how many kids are really being bullied. It's this simple. You have the kids, you can anonymously poll the kids, and we can start with our teachers. We need to model this ourselves. We need to have all 35,000 of our employees stand up for our kids and for Lauren Book's numbers and for those 1 in 3 that aren't dealt with properly, and we need to poll ourselves to eliminate any question as to the validity of these numbers. And we can do this. We need to do this for the kids. It's our responsibility. We're the lookers out after for these kids. If you would toss your penny, please, Mr. Erdani, and then I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever been bullied? And then you're going to answer yes if it's heads, regardless of whether it's whether you've really been bullied. You just say yes. And then if it's tails, you're going to tell me the truth, whether you've really been bullied or not.
Mr. Sabola,
have you ever
if you
been
would
bullied?
speak to the issue.
Have you? This is the issue. I'm dealing with child safety and bullying. This is how you anonymously poll yourselves, all of your employees, and your students.
So this is your public comment. It's not a poll.
This is. I am polling as my comment this gentleman right here. Have you ever been bullied? Yes or no? He says yes. Now, I don't know whether he got a heads when he tossed his coin or whether he's really been bullied. But if there were 100 of him, I know any deviation from 50-50 tells me how many of those 100, how many of the 1,500 in a school have been bullied. It is that simple. I can tell you how many of your 35,000 employees have been bullied or have seen bullying in school that they felt they could have dealt with differently. This is an empowerment for the teachers. It's an empowerment for parents. And it gives you real hard data. It's not biased. The data that we're working on is based on our polling of our kids. You hand them a document and say, don't worry, it's anonymous. Well, newsflash, if I walk into a bunch of teachers and say, here, I'd like to know whether you've ever been abused or raped as a child, sign this, it's anonymous, I'll collect it later, don't worry, you're not going to get the truth entirely. This is truly anonymous. You can ask any question, and
Thank you,
we
Mr.
need
Sabola.
to do it. It's our obligation.
Thank you very much for your comments. Is there any other public comment? That's the last listed speaker that I have at this time. At this time, we're going to move forward, and I have a motion and a second for AA2.